I bust the window out your car. Good morning, Facebookers. That is the only line to that song that I know. Wow. What was the one I said that had a very I can't think of her name. The American Idol that sang that. I bust the window out your car. Yeah. Let's talk American Idol, y'all. Let's say we were bad last night, and y'all know better to be writing that stuff on the wall about American Idol. 'Cause y'all know I support American Idol, and y'all done just had me saying all kind of stuff. Oh, well, I'll just turn it over. Waking up, and I thought, well, let me talk to the people this morning. Hopefully my camera don't cut off 'cause it does its own things. It does its own things. Yeah. Has a mind of its own. It subtracts that by itself. But anywho, speaking on American Idol, yeah, I just believe that I wanted to say just the guys, because there were two good black guys last night, and I said, okay, I can't say much because the two guys that got up there, one that speaks Spanish, he does sing well, but it's all just a joke to me. And then the other guy, he did okay last night. Remember, he was one of the ones that was at the bottom two. And somebody said, well, they don't take them according to order. They play with them. They actually will leave two, and one probably should have already been chosen, but they just leave them there just for the contest, right? Yeah. So I think there was two black guys last night that was robbed, and probably two black girls. So now I'll tell you something. For sure, the country girl did good. I think about twice, but she she didn't carry it. In fact, if I had to choose, which I'm not the only one out there, there's other folks that will choose, but I think the girl that was the gospel singer for sure should have been up there. I would have loved to have seen her go through, and not because she was a gospel singer, because she sung that last song, and that in itself was wrong, because them devils did not want gospel there. And I'm kind of leery about the one guy who always gets up there happy and jolly. Yeah, yeah, 'cause them little devils up there judging, Keith and Nikki especially. Mariah's a sweetheart. She's timid though, but I tell you one time, it looks like Mariah was throwing a whole lot of dirt at Nikki. Yeah, that was recently. I'm talking about the other night. Just last week, Mariah was on it. Y'all know Mariah was throwing some dirt at Nikki, but Nikki, yeah, I don't know what to say, baby. You kept your mouth that day, sweetie, but you didn't do it the very first. In the beginning, they was throwing dirt at each other. Yeah, I kind of saw it. And sometimes it appears that Randy just follows. And I said to myself, I can imagine sitting up there and everyone else is giving a good review, and then you get out there and say, nah, I didn't see that. Because I know in a lot of those songs, I just did not see what they were voting. So, oh, where did they get that from? But let me tell you, they will build it up all the way into the end. And they will start throwing good people, especially when they do male against female, because there are a lot of males that shouldn't even be up there, and there are some females that they took off a long time ago that was doing well. And then I also believe, just like some of them on stage, there was some who was kicked off that should have gotten a second chance. They just had a bad song. I'm thinking American Idol is so much for money. It's that they don't see the talent that they threw off the stage. And what did they do? I mean, somebody out there who's really into producing can get the voices once they're thrown off and actually make something out of them if you want some money, you know? I guess money is so tight and it's so hot up in America that you talking money, you talking finances, and you talking producing, you got to have some money to produce. Yeah, that's what. Unless you're one of them little bootlegs, but you can get rich being a bootleg, because all you have to do is, like those people there, they wasn't getting paid to do that. You know who got the money? American Idol. Yeah, and you best believe with American Idol name being that huge, that large, that big, that they make probably millions, close to billions on that show alone, and not one contestant who really makes the show get paid for what they're doing. In fact, afterwards, neither do, well, let me just change my sentence. Neither do they do afterwards. Yeah, it may not make sense either, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, and so if you a little producer, maybe you don't have to have any money. Just take them to Hollywood. Sit them down in Hollywood. Yeah, get you a little house if you can afford. If you got good credit, get you a house and make them all stay in one house and produce them. There's a lot of young folks out on the streets, even here in Hollywood, L.A., Santa Monica. They are gifted folks waiting for someone to see them. If you could put them in a home, make it easy for them, so because some of them they share homes anyway. They share apartments. So my brother told me they stayed out on the street for years, just to see if they can make it. Celebrities, right? That's all they want to do is become celebrities. And there are so many celebrity homes out there. Oprah can do it. I think she got about 7 or 8 homes. Justin, he's a kid. He got one person in his home with a huge house, yeah. It's several of them out there that can pick these kids up and put them into something. You wonder, you don't even see the commercials anymore about what they're doing for our youth. If you hear anything about the youth, believe me, the celebrities are not doing it, and they're the ones with the money. You find little organizations that are trying to keep the youth off the street, and all they're doing is building YMCAs and boys club to put them in, and then they go home to a battered home or something like that, and their gift in the YMCA and in the boys club is not pulled out. They teach them how to play basketball. They do just like the streets. Teach them how to run out there in the streets and hang around other little boys in the boys club just like that. Yeah, because not everybody in the boys club is doing right. But if you really want to make them, give them some money, get some money out of it, put them in a home. Make something that's going to pull out their talent that they don't have to pay billions just to get into. Yeah, I know we have little schools for arts and stuff like that to mold them, but that's also for money. That I really believe that. And even the schools of arts, they're not sponsored by celebrities that can come in and say, let us see, let us help. Even with 10 homes, come on, 10 homes, you pay taxes maybe on those 10 homes every year. And that's close to millions and billions, right? I'm talking tax write-offs. Y'all got these homes out there that you're putting money into the government, and maybe that's the deal. But there's humans that could be. Our society is very weak when it comes to celebrities. And I believe the reason it is, the reason it's so, is because a lot of celebrities, they compete. And some of them monopolize the industry. And they fight, they kill, they steal, they push down our real good gifts. That's why it's bleak. I can only talk about America because I'm not in any other countries. But I know a lot of our celebrities migrate from other countries and come here to America. Yeah, let's throw them right here on our land to become somebody. Amen. Because I mean, please don't say I don't know what I'm talking about, because I know that a whole lot of folks up there are not from America. And so we sponsor them. Our people sponsor them. And we go overseas and we do tours to other countries, but most of all, they sit right here in America when you find out about them. But let me say something. I've seen other countries who have some great celebrities. I sat here and I listened to African music, awesome music. I think it's called Kenya. Kenya has some, especially gospel songs. I love Kenya's gospel songs. The people sing country music. Yeah, they've got some good country singers, right? And we don't get involved too much when it comes to other ethnic songs to see that, someone said that last night. Maybe it's the, what you call it, ethnicity, my tongue is tied, of it all. Maybe we prefer to hear more black gospel when you have someone out there who's celebrating the country singer. Personally, I listen to Tone. I guess I'm not perfect, but what songs they're nice regardless. They make you feel warm when they sing, like last night. Like I said, the last night alone, even those who did bad through the week and the week before actually did well. I think it was only 2 of them up there. That was Angie and the other country singer that didn't do well. And I wouldn't have put them up there with that selection of people. Yeah. And then the other 2 girls who want to sing I Bust Your Window Out Your Car, and the other, but let me tell you this, because we going to gossip, because we don't want to babble. comment last night, did you hear Nikki? Now, I didn't know personally. Let me think, because I got to make sure I'm telling the truth, because I don't remember ever saying, how, wow, I didn't know Nikki was gay. Ooh, somebody said, did you hear her? That was sexual harassment. She told the one girl who made it, yeah, that was the big argument. Nikki said, I like her boobs. And then when the girl was going on stage, Nikki jumped up. Rumor was Nikki ran back there and that they, oh my God, I don't want to be the one. See, I shouldn't have made those comments I made last night because it makes it very hard for me to have to tell the reviews that I heard out there on Facebook that Nikki knew better to get up there and go after that girl. But it's not the natural. It said that's what happens. And I guess that's what teased me, because in order for you to become the best, those who are already up there have to get some type of investment out first. You know, they got to touch on you and rub on you, and you feel obligated to do it, right? Yeah, I heard that one comment that was made in the back, and apparently somebody said the girl who's saying, I bust your window out the car made it. She said to the other girl, because my understanding, they argue a great deal back there. And I'm talking about the celebrities between Keith and Nikki and what's the other one? Oh, wow. I just said it, Randy. They said they argue hours. And then they said that one will tell you to do something, and then the other one come back and say, who told you to do that? Well, don't worry about it. You don't have to do that. And then the other one come back and say, why haven't you done it? You know, and you'll say, well, he told you, well, I'll take care of him. And they'll walk off. You know, Randy is very authoritative. He'll come back and he'll go, Keith will come back, or someone will come back and say, do this, and Randy will come and say, don't worry about doing that. You know, oh, don't worry about it. You know, and then you won't do it. And then the next person, whoever told you to do so, will come back and, you know. And then there's been time where they had shouting arguments. So, oh, come on, let's talk about it. They shout back and forth at each other in front of the kids, you know. And so someone from SA said that he was happy to be off. He really did. I know another female who was speaking and information was, she said she just couldn't be away from her kid that long. She had a baby, and she wanted to get home to her baby. You know, and so that's pretty bad that they have to go away. And, you know, you have to wonder what's going on at home, and you're very talented, right? And then you have one that says, you know, I couldn't put up with what they tell you to do, you know. They ask you to do certain things. You get a call, or you'll be pulled to the side. You say, well, can you, not just sexual, but you're asked to do other stuff, you know. And then they'll tell some people already know when they are not going to win. You know, they'll tell you, you're not going to get it tonight, but this is what we want you to do. And so it's just like with anything else. It's a